When we think about data, most of us picture a rearview mirror. It's just a record of what's already happened, right? But what if it could also be your windshield, or even your GPS? Today, we're going to talk about how data analytics does exactly that, transforming hindsight into foresight and giving us the power to really shape what's coming next.
And that brings us to the big question, the one that really separates the leaders from the followers. How do we get data to stop just reporting on the past and start writing the script for the future? Well, that is the journey we are about to take together.
So, first things first, let's map out this journey. It's a pretty clear four-stage evolution that takes us from a basic understanding of data all the way to some seriously powerful foresight. And to make it all stick, we're going to use an analogy that you probably experience every single day.
Okay, I love this analogy because it makes a super complex idea so simple. Driving a car. Think about it. Looking in the rearview mirror to see what's behind you. That's descriptive analytics. What just happened? The engine light pops on and you figure out why? That's diagnostic. Using your map app to see that there's traffic up ahead. That's predictive. And then, when that app actively reroutes you to find a faster way, that's the magic right there. That's prescriptive analytics. It's not just giving you information, it's making the best decision for you.
All right, let's park the car analogy for a second and look at the core framework itself. These four stages of insight are the building blocks that turn raw data into a strategy that can totally change the game. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, we've got descriptive analytics. This is the bedrock, the foundation of everything. It answers one very simple question: what happened? This is your basic stuff, right? Your monthly sales report, the dashboard showing website visits from yesterday, the number of likes on your last social media post. It's that essential first look in the rear view mirror. Next, we move from what to why. This is diagnostic analytics, and this is where things get interesting. This is the detective work. So, sales dropped last month. Okay, but why? Was it a competitor sale? A price change we made? Did that marketing campaign we ran in California not work out? This is where you really start digging into the data to find the root cause. And now, we make a huge leap. We pivot from the past to the future. Predictive analytics takes all that historical data, all those patterns, and uses it to answer what is going to happen next. This is about forecasting which customers are most likely to leave next quarter, or predicting how much inventory you're going to need for the holiday rush. It's all about moving from reacting to preparing.
And finally, we get to the top of the mountain, prescriptive analytics. This, honestly, is the real game changer. It doesn't just predict what's going to happen, it tells you exactly what you should do about it. It answers, what is the absolute best move I can make right now? Think of a system that not only predicts a stock market dip, but then automatically rebalances your portfolio to protect you. It's automated, it's optimized decision-making.
This table here just lays it all out perfectly. As you move from left to right, from descriptive all the way to prescriptive, notice what happens. The amount of human input required goes way down, but the complexity and the sheer value of the insights go through the roof. We're basically trading manual effort for automated, high-impact decisions, and that's the whole point of this journey.
Okay, so that's the theory. But let's be real, theory is only useful if it actually works in the real world, right? So now let's see how these four stages are creating some serious value across three huge industries: retail, healthcare, and finance.
First up, let's talk retail. This is an industry where literally every click, every single purchase, and every abandoned shopping cart tells a story. Let's see how they're reading it. So, picture this. A retailer sees from their descriptive data that winter coat sales are down. That's the what happened. Then they use their diagnostic tools to find out why, and it turns out the drop is happening in regions with unusually warm weather. Okay. Next, their predictive models forecast that these mild temperatures are going to continue. That's the what will happen. And then, boom, the prescriptive system automatically kicks in, launching targeted discounts on coats in only those affected areas, and at the same time adjusting future inventory orders. That is the full cycle, right there in action. And the impact here is just massive. The customer gets the right product at a great price, and the retailer avoids having a warehouse full of coats they can't sell. It is a total win-win, and it's all driven by moving through that analytics journey.
Now let's switch gears to an industry where, the stakes are even higher: healthcare. Here, data analytics can literally be the difference between life and death.
Take a global health crisis. Officials first use descriptive analytics to just map new cases as they pop up in real time. That's what's happening. Then, they diagnose why it's happening. Maybe a new variant is spreading faster in cities.
The predictive models then forecast which cities are going to become the next hotspots. And then, this is the crucial part, prescriptive systems recommend exactly how many vaccine doses and hospital beds to send to those specific cities before the surge even hits, maximizing their impact.
And I mean, you can't overstate the impact of this. By moving from just tracking a problem to prescribing a solution, health systems can get ahead of a crisis instead of just reacting to it. And that saves countless lives. It's profound.
All right, for our last example, let's jump into the world of finance, an industry that is basically built on numbers and managing risk.
In finance, think about one of those robo-advisor platforms. It starts by just analyzing a client's spending to see what their risk tolerance is. That's descriptive. Then it diagnoses why their portfolio is underperforming. Oops, maybe too much exposure in one sector. That's diagnostic. Then it predicts that tech stocks might be a bit volatile over the next quarter. That's predictive. And finally, it automatically prescribes and executes the trades needed to rebalance the portfolio, protecting the client's money. That's prescriptive.
So what's the end result of all this? It's smarter, more accessible financial management for everyone. This whole journey empowers regular investors with the kind of strategies that used to be only for huge institutions, helping them manage risk and build wealth way more effectively.
Okay, so we've gone through the theory, we've seen it in the wild. Now let's put it all together in a quick little playbook to make sure these concepts really stick with you.
Let's just do a super quick recap of the core playbook. Just remember the 4 key questions driving this whole thing. First, what happened? That's descriptive. Second, why did it happen? Diagnostic. Third, what will happen next? Predictive. And finally, the most powerful one, what should we do about it? That's prescriptive. Simple as that.
And hey, if you need a simple way to make this stick, here you go. For the stages, just think describe, diagnose, predict, and then prescribe. And for examples, remember the 3 R's. Retail is all about revenue, healthcare is about resilience, and finance is about returns. So there you have it. That's the journey from hindsight to foresight, from just looking at raw data to making decisive actions. You have the playbook. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?